Howdy everybody, I am Luchathor here at Added Arts. Today I will be showing you how to assemble the 31K ELK blasters. They're available in 3 different sizes. Here we have the 31K C and the L, and not pictured as the M. Today I'll be showing you how to build the 31K L. There are other variants in the 31K family. Once you know how to do this, you can pretty much build any of them. The tools required for this build, you'll need a Phillips number 1 or a number 2 screwdriver, a pair of scissors, an X-Acto blade, 2 pairs of pliers, either a full-length dart or a Nerf N-Series dart. This will be more evident later. Some lubricant, I'm using slug slime, and the kits from us will include a little bit as well. Some super glue, and when dealing with these two, I like to have a paper towel or something. And a pipe as well. This is a 1/2-inch PVC pipe. If you don't have a piece of PVC laying around, there's a custom tool you could print from the 31K files to help. Optionally, you will need a hole punch, you will need a hammer, and as always, iPro. Can't replace your eyes. With that out of the way, let's get going. First thing I like to get out of the way is take this ram to your ball detents and your super glue. You're gonna put a little bead of super glue right here, and then push your ball detents in like this and like this. You may need to use pliers, push them so they're flush. After gluing, make sure the ball detents still move up and down freely. Now we're gonna work on the scar and the muzzle part of this blaster. So you need your muzzle, 9 of these bearings, the special N1 dart, and these are the pins in the kit. Take your longest one and set that to the side, and 1 of these pins. For this step, you only need 9 of the M3x25 pins. So the bearings are gonna go here, 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 and there's 3 slots in here. And in their final orientation, you want the raised side pointed this way. So like this, and like this. This is where this dart comes in handy. Show that here. And when you put this in here, there's nowhere for this bearing to go. So take your pin, slide it in there, and push it through or hammer it in. I like to apply very light pressure and look in here and make sure it's all aligned, and then give it a couple little taps. Then if you push that dart out, it's freely spinning, so this one's good. And then repeat this another 8 times. Cool, so there's all 9 of them. You can go ahead and hammer these and make them flush, but even with this N-Series dart, you can see it's rotating. Now we're going to work on the grip assembly. You will need your grip, your trigger guard, these 2 pieces, both parts of the trigger, your magazine catch and release, your M3x25 pin, some number 4 thread forming screws, and you have some springs here. This smaller spring is going to be for your trigger assembly. And if you have an older kit, you will have this long spring, which you will have to cut in half. But if you have one of the newer kits, the thicker spring is what you will use for your mag release. First thing you're going to want to do is take this, and this end is rounded, so you're going to want it this way. And this part that's also rounded, you're going to want to set it on top like this, and then shove the pin through. Depending on your tolerances, it'll be loose. In this case, it's pretty good. Now take your trigger assembly, and you're going to insert them like this, and then push straight down. So now it's one big piece. Now for the mag release, the easiest way to line this up is to have it face like this, with this little shelf pointed down, and you're going to install it this way. And then go ahead and take your beefy spring, slide it here. Do not push it all the way in, because this little shelf here is going to go on the other side of the spring, just like this. And you should be able to push the mag release and feel it's pretty stout. Now go ahead and grab this front part, push back, and it'll fall right into place right here. Now go ahead and screw this down with the number 4 screw. This is an optional piece. It's a flared mag well. To install this, you will need 1 of the number 4 screws as well. But first, you're going to want to spread this and carefully wedge this into place. Now go ahead and take your screw and screw it in. Next, double check this part. Take your barrel and make sure it slides freely. Go ahead and take your small spring, slide it in here. Before installing, you can apply a couple drops of lubricant if you'd like. And you're going to angle this in so that this spring is in front of this nub. Keep your thumb on top of this and check so it's moving fine. Now go ahead and take this part, and you're going to install it in the front here. And so this doesn't go anywhere, go ahead and take your barrel and slide it in all the way through, and it'll stop here, and there's a wall keeping it from going all the way through. This whole bar should move freely. Next, we will work on the core. You will need your muzzle from earlier, this little end cap, and your core. Go ahead and take this apart, but be mindful of the order that these are in. You have your lock nut, and your washer. Go ahead and take this off and take this off. So now you have just the threaded rod and this end. This 8-core nut is thread locked on, so this shouldn't come off at all. Go ahead and take this, slide this in, should be flush. Go ahead and install it here. When you have this pressed all the way, you'll see that the holes lined up on both sides. Go ahead and take a number 4 screw and screw them down. Go ahead and take your aluminum cover, slide it on, and lightly press it in this. You should have a little bit of thread rod sticking out. Now we're gonna work on this slide assembly. First thing you're gonna wanna do is take your plunger material. It's very flexible. Just slide it here and push it all the way down until it can't go any further. And here you will need an X-Acto knife or a pair of scissors. And you're gonna cut this flush all the way around here. This should be nice and flat. Now go ahead and take your bungee and tie it off on one end. Now take your sear, and it's going to go in like this inside. So take your bungee, slide it through the top, and then it goes through this hole, and then through this other hole, and up top. Make sure this is aligned correctly. And this hole, it's gonna take your longest pin. So now this will only pivot. Go ahead and tie this down pretty tight so that this is really strong. Grab this, slide it in. Grab your plunger head and your O-ring. This next step is a little sus. I do want to point out this is an advanced mod. For one, obviously, wear these. Two, don't do it under or around something fragile like a chandelier or something, or your mother's china. This step is less sus with the smaller versions, but this is a full K25. So this is where the pipe comes in handy. So first thing I would do, apply a little bit of lube on the inside of the plunger tube. When this goes in, this has to be pointed down because that's what grabs onto the sear. So go ahead and take your K25, slide it in, take your plunger head, slide that in. And as you can see, there's already gonna be quite a bit of pre-compression. And make sure you have your 3 parts that were on the core originally on standby. Remember, the order is washer, nut to lock nut. Just a reminder, do not touch this. So spring this with the notch toward the catch, have these on standby, 2 pairs of pliers, pipe. So push down, wiggle it because the O-ring will get in your way. All right, so here's where it's scary. Put it over, hold it, and push all the way down. Okay, it caught. Immediately put your washer, put the nut, twist that down. Okay, so now we're relatively safe. Tighten that down a little bit. And now put your lock nut on there. As soon as this lock nut's on, you're safe. So now I'm just gonna tighten this down a bit more. Just make sure these 2 are touching and you're good. All right, so here it is. It's all good. It's still caught. If for some reason it doesn't catch, do not let go. Don't freak out. Just carefully back off and let the spring decompress. And then go ahead and tie this down a little tighter. That's why we gave you a little extra in case. But in this case, we're all good here. All right, so now we can go ahead and do final assembly. So go ahead and grab this from earlier. Take your other large O-ring, slide it right here. I do recommend a little bit of lube, not too much. And then the pusher O-ring goes right here. And this part slides in here and covers the plunger. Now that that's on, go ahead and grab your number 4 screws, and 1 goes here, and then 1 goes here and here. Now go ahead and grab your grip, and with this still caught, go ahead and pull this, twist, and you're gonna slide these rails in here. Then you have the ball detents, just go ahead and push forward, turn this, push back. Depending on your tolerances, this will be a little tight, so go ahead and tap it with the mallet. Now go ahead and put more of these number 4 screws, put 1 here, and then 1 right here and in here. These are dry fire safe, so go ahead and point this in a safe direction and test it out. Now prime it. So it's caught. So this seems to be functioning perfectly. So now we're gonna trim this down. Go ahead and prime it one more time, and then take this part, it slides right here, covering this, push forward to kind of hold in place, and then put your final screw right here, deprime it, and there you have the 31K ELK blaster. These are extra parts for any of the variants. So you have an extra pusher O-ring. These are extra screws if you need them. And these drum springs are for if you want to print your own magazines. We do offer a cutting jig to make Nightingale mags compatible. And there you go. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us at orders@addeddarts.com. And until next time, I'm Luchathor at Added Darts.